What's your Tyler's back with my Raw review for October 6th, 2025, the last Raw before Crown Jewel. What the hell is this Raw, really? The American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, so I'm just gonna quickly go through this Raw. As we started what happened last week, Raw, where Roman Reigns made his return, and he kicked off Raw, and he tells Dallas Texas to acknowledge him, and then Bronson Reed comes out with Paul Heyman, being the tribal thief and all that. And then Reed takes the microphone, the crowd boos. Reigns says, father sick after 45 years in the business, was never stretched out. His uncle Alpha, after 45 years in the business, was never stretched out. How does Reigns think they feel after that? And then Reigns said, Reed doesn't know his father or his uncle. The dumbass did next to him. Reed did it. What does Heyman think his dad would say? His dad would say, fight him now. And then Roman said he wants to do this now. And Heyman holds Reed's arm and wants him that it's a trap. And then Reed needs to do this on his own. And Reigns said he does this before and knows what Heyman is saying. The crowd. What? There's no wise word, and then they fight. This is a match between the two at Crown Jewel. And yeah, and then Asuka was screaming at Adam Pearce to demand the match with Kyrie and Io, and then agrees to it, and she slaps Kyrie in the face. Asuka did, by the way, but I was like, what the hell? Anyways, let's talk about this. We get the Becky Lynch, Maxine Dupree match. I was like, okay, Becky's winning this. Because of that, yeah, right? Right? Hang on. Why the fuck was this match this long? Why was Becky Lynch getting most of the offense on her? And why the fuck did she lose by count out? Like, that killed this for me. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, it was a count out. No! Like, why? I'll just. Anyways, then Roxy and Price beat Lyra Valkyria. Yay. The crowd was just not into this. Guess what? We're gonna have another match between the two next week. Whatever. 2.5, I'll give it. Then they show a history of John Cena and AJ Styles, their match at Crown Jewel. Shh, just put that as the fucking main event, please. Anyways, then shows gets interviewed and then gets interrupted by the fucking Judgment Day. Ugh. This is up a 6-man tag match between Styles, Dragon Lee, and Penta later on in the show, and yeah. Then CM Punk comes out, he says the same fucking thing, he tells you, the AJ Lee chant, Punk thanks for a big, warm welcome back to the for AJ Lee, and yeah, that. And around the corner of Crown Jewel, they'll see Cody Rhodes take on Seth Rollins. Then LA Knight comes out. But then, there's a sign that says he deserves the world title. Punk doesn't say he doesn't deserve it or earn. And then there's that. Then LA Knight comes out and then talks about, he was the last man to pin Seth Rollins. Then the Jey Uso comes out. And then he says, Jey Uso said, he's the one who never got his rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship. Clash in Paris says, hello? Or he's talking about one-on-one, rather, but no. Jimmy Uso then walked out. Jay superkicks LA Knight. Then there was a scuffle that led to a main event between the four in a tag match. It's like, Sky View package. And she loses to Kairi Sane, which... yeah. It was that. It was a 2 out of 5 also. Then there was another part where Cody and Seth, building up, Rollins sacrificed so much to help Cody Rhodes to stop Roman Reigns. Then 6 months later, Rhodes team up with Roman, and there's that. And then Rollins tells Heyman, or Heyman tells Rollins saying, Rollins says, but what if I don't? And Heyman says, it is impossible. Rollins asks, what happens if he loses? And then starts, he'll give it to him. Strain Rollins will lose the locker room, and then I just want Seth to beat Cody, really. But what's he gonna do with either champion? None. It's just a stupid bragging rights thing. There's that. And then we get the 6-man tag match. AJ Styles, Penta, and Dragon Lee defeats the Judgment for the umpteenth billionth time. Russo gets involved for some fucking reason. Gets super kicked by Penta for some reason. But AJ Styles got the pinfall victory. And again, this is going to set up the match between him and John Cena. And Crown Jewel gets the mic and says, this will be the last. This story doesn't need a story. It writes itself. And they'll dance for the last time. And there's that. This was honestly the best on the show of 3. So there's that. And in the main event, it's LA Knight and CM Punk defeats the Usos. LA Knight just group in after Punk hit Jey Uso with a GTS and got the pinfall after that. Whatever. So yeah, there's that. The main event was okay at 2.5, but yeah, a C minus. Yeah, I'm being generous with a C minus because there was not really any bad matches on the show, but there's that. I'm still working on that top 10 worst world champions list because, yeah, I'm doing a reboot on that, and there's that. So there's that. I'll see you Wednesday for Showdown, and Thursday in my Signature Tale, you'll see TNA Bound for Glory 2005. Subscribe to the notification on that one. And like this video, comment below, subscribe to this, share the notification bell, and there's that. Bye-bye. And hopefully after this Crown Jewel nonsense, we get to Survivor Series. There's that. Bye-bye.